What, Larry? I was going to ask you: is there any upcoming fights that get you excited? What do you think about boxing in 2014? What are you looking forward to?
Well, this has been an exciting period. I mean, you had the fight last night, which turned out to be crowd pleasing. Last week we had Marquez against Alvarado, which also turned out to be crowd pleasing. The week before that, we had Areola and Stavern, which was maybe the best heavyweight fight in the U.S. in a decade. So there have been some very, very good television fights recently. And I'm going to China this week, to Macau, and
What are you
looking forward.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. What are your thoughts on that card? That's Donaire's fight, and what do you think?
Well, I'm looking forward to see what Donaire has in mind these days. He's a bit of a mystery. Whether he still wants to put it all out there, devote himself to boxing, and whether he's good enough at featherweight, where his punch really matters, as it did at the lighter divisions. And I'm always interested in watching a Gradovich fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of those really tough, dangerous Russian imports. And Walters, the Caribbean fighter, Jamaica, I believe.
Yeah.
Looks like might be somebody to enliven the featherweight division.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got three of the best featherweights on the planet on the show. The following week I'll be in New York for Martinez and Cotto.
Right.
Everybody, with a heartbeat is interested in that one. And then the following week, we got one of my favorite guys in Gradovich fighting. So I think this is a pretty good lineup. I'm not sure of all the shows that Showtime has lined up. I think they have that featherweight fight later in June with the Russian kid
Lomachenko and Gary Russell, yeah.
And Russell. That's a good fight for both of them. The winner comes out is one of the better featherweights. So this is a pretty good time for our game, and we'll see what it might set up for the fall. We'll see. They're talking about maybe Bradley and Rios. Mayweather's got to find his opponent. We'll see who Kovalev fights. How could you not want to see Kovalev, both him and Golovkin? So this looks like pretty lively period.
How have you been in boxing so many years, and you know as well as anyone that it's not the perfect sport. You have to really love the sport to kind of keep up with it. How have you kept your passion and still going to all these fights? I mean, how do you still do it?
Well, I'm first of all, I love it because it isn't perfect. It's filled with human glory and greed and all kinds of good and bad stuff inside and outside the ring, and that's one of the things that really attracts me to it. The other, at my age, gets me out of the house, keeps me off of the street, and lets me do something that I enjoy doing, which is sitting at ringside and studying human behavior inside of the competition and the drama. And so I'm